Oh boy, could this be it? The Reichstag fire moment that the Trump administration has been clamoring on for the past, I don't know, at this point, like 4 months for, in order to finally justify a military style clampdown on all the Democrat run cities. Personally, I don't really think so, but there has been two National Guard guardsmen from Virginia were shot by an Afghan national. It's fucking crazy. So what do we have here? Afghan national came to the U.S. on a program for allies who helped America in the invasion of Afghanistan. So I believe that Trump gave this guy the ability to come within the United States of America. Very, very cool. Turns out he fought shoulder to shoulder with American troops. He's not actually just an Afghan army ally. He was a part of a CIA-led strike force that reported directly to the CIA, and salary came from the CIA. Ooh, connections to the CIA. Very, very cool. Probably with a bunch of militia units somewhere within Afghanistan, working probably with like translation or whatnot because he is an Afghan national, and was recruited by the Americans in 2011, 14 or 15 when he started fighting. A child soldier used by the CIA. Thanks, Obama. Very, very cool. But yeah, bro had ties to the fucking CIA. But yeah, there was a shootout between an Afghan national and also two members of the National Guard who were doing, from what I understand from Bell the Fifth Column, were doing basically like a routine sort of patrol. And as a result of this now happening, because I believe that both of them were in critical condition, and one of them, I believe, Sarah something back. I'm really bad with names. 20-year-old from Virginia has now succumbed to her wounds. Press F to pay respects. 07's in chat, obviously. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the orange buffoon deploying, guardsmen from Republican states who are willing to go along with his like idiotic fucking bullshit because of an illegal deployment of the National Guard for like no reason. Probably not illegal in terms of Washington D.C. It's a little weird because the federal government has more direct control of Washington D.C. in comparison to the rest of the states. So, still, instead of illegal, idiotic fucking deployment. Again, Washington D.C. crime rate at a 30-year fucking low, but whatever. He'll still talk about like restaurants being closed and reopening because of fucking crime and not because of COVID. It's nonsense. Ramanella Lockenwall, 29, worked with agency-backed military units during U.S. war in Afghanistan. The suspected shooter of two National Guard members in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday worked with CIA-backed military units during the U.S. war in Afghanistan, the agency confirmed. The alleged gunman, identified as Ramunala Lockenwall, 29, came to the United States in September 2021 under an Operation Allies Welcome program that gave some Afghans who worked for the U.S. government entry visas to the United States. He was granted asylum in April this year under the Trump administration, Reuters reported. Because the immediate fucking thing that all these motherfuckers were claiming was, first off, that he was an illegal criminal migrant. Well, not first off. That the dude did this because of the video that the Democrats put together, which is a thing that they do basically every single fucking year, where the Democrats basically say, like, it is okay for you to disobey orders that you believe are unlawful. If you receive an unlawful order, it is okay to disobey it. And the reasoning for this is because a lot of these National Guard troops have been starting to seek legal counsel. Like, military personnel seek legal advice on whether Trump ordered missions are lawful. It's kind of bad when a lot of your own personnel within the guardsmen are starting to be like, is what we're doing legal? Like, what what's going on here exactly? Like, Trump is technically speaking a superior military officer. If you want to disobey those fucking orders, you can disobey those orders. That's fine. Like, if they have to fight it out in court, you fight it out in court. But the problem is like one random individual against the fucking federal government, not exactly a prospecting fight that most people would want to take, legally speaking. So that was the first excuse that all these motherfuckers decided to trot out, when that obviously basically was seen as like, bro, this makes like no fucking sense. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, shut the fuck up. The next excuse was just like, well, he was an Afghan national. He was an Afghan that was let in on the Biden administration. So he came into the U.S. in October of 2021. But as the report says, he was given asylum in April of this year under the Trump administration. And that's what Reuters reported. Well, that certainly throws a fucking wrench into all of these stuff and into all of this. And it got so bad that, Trump himself was also talking about this as well and blaming the fucking Democrats for this, which is nonsensical.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let him in. Are you stupid?
You gave him asylum. Are you saying that he's actually a part of fucking a mental institution? This should completely destroy the sort of talking point that he has about fucking asylum seekers, simply just due to the fact that, buddy, like, you granted the fucking guy asylum. You clearly understand what people being granted asylum fucking means. So, therefore, you can't just claim that everyone who came into the country who were looking to get asylum from running away from your terrible policies within Central and fucking South America, again, 2019 Venezuelan coup attempt withstanding and subsequent fucking sanctions causing that economy to go into hyperinflation withstanding, it makes sense that they started to claim asylum within the United States of America to run away from the fact that their country was collapsing because of policies you did.
Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions.
Buddy, you're the one who decided to completely botch the pullout of fucking Afghanistan by basically telling the Taliban at your fucking meeting with Camp David saying like, so yeah, we're basically just leaving. We're leaving the fucking war in order to cause a political fucking quagmire for the next administration that was going to come in. Because again, you decided to fucking play politics with the situation. Because I guarantee you, when the date that he arranged with the fucking Taliban for the U.S. to pull out, I guarantee you he was not going to fucking pull out of Afghanistan. This is a problem of your own fucking making. It's nonsense. I just want to take a look at this video. U.S. officials named soldiers injured in Washington, D.C. shooting. What's this?
The two National Guards men that we're talking about are Sarah Beckstrom, who's 20 years old, and Andrew Wolf, who is 24 years old. They were uniformed members of the West Virginia...
not Andrew, but Sarah Beckstrom. That was her name. I knew it was something Storm. Whatever. Beck something, rather. Yeah, she has now been confirmed dead. She has succumbed to her wounds because she was transported to a hospital in critical condition.
National Guard, and they were in D.C. to keep D.C. safe, pursuant to President Trump's executive order to make D.C. safe and beautiful. They answered the call, they took the charge, they volunteered, they put their lives on the line for people they don't even know. And that...
Yeah, I certainly believe that them probably going around and just collecting trash from, like, fucking cultural centers within Washington, D.C. It certainly was the aura farming moment that this dumbass fucking administration really wanted. Yeah, okay, bro, totally. Literally, the blood of those two fucking goddamn National Guardsmen are on your hands because of an idiotic fucking deployment for, like, literally no reason. It's so fucking goofy, man.
Unfortunately, is becoming a reality more and more for the members of law enforcement.
We, the FBI, is leading out on this federal assault on a federal law enforcement officer investigation on many fronts. We immediately, with our law enforcement partners in the Metropolitan Police Department and the interagency, secured the scene, seized the weapon, sent in our evidence response team immediately to collect evidence, and started doing block-by-block canvasses. We are looking for and interviewing witnesses. The firearm and other materials have been sent to our Quantico laboratory already yesterday for immediate analysis. That work is ongoing. Partnering with the D.C. United States Attorney's Office, we have also executed multiple search warrants around the country to include the subject's last known residence, which is in the state of Washington. The search warrant was executed on that house last night or early this morning, and it is an ongoing process. All the individuals found in the house have been interviewed, and some interviews remain ongoing. We will not stop until we interview anyone and everyone associated with the subject, the house, and every piece of his life. There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas.
Bro was a child soldier backed by the CIA. It's so fucking goofy, man.
Or here in the United States of America. That is what a broad-based international terrorism investigation looks like.
Yeah, dude, totally. Yeah, it's a fucking random terrorist and probably not some dude, I don't know, who's having like economic problems and decided to do a random lone wolf attack. We have no idea what the motivation of the shooter was. As far as we know, he has been captured and has not been cooperating with the authorities. So Lackenwall's ties to the CIA, which worked alongside U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan, were confirmed by the CIA director, John Radcliffe, to media outlets. Oh yeah, not to mention, just before I forget, the conspiracy theories that have been swirling around this by the right wing have been fucking wild. Like, they were talking about, like, how the dude's name has been fucking Google searched about 6 days before the attack, and they were saying, like, oh, it's an active attempt by the CIA to scrub this. That would be a really lazy attempt of the CIA to scrub that if they're just Googling the guy's name on, like, Google search trends. Like, or for that to be, like, picked up by Google search trends. It's strange to me. Like, in what way does that mean that the CIA was, like, trying to scrub this? It's very, very strange to me. Like, I don't understand it. Very, very weird. And the general sort of, like, attitude that a lot of the right takes in terms of, like, the conspiratorial attitudes they have about this stuff. It's fucking insane to me. New York Times reported the shooting suspect had worked for several U.S. Government agencies in Afghanistan, including CIA-backed units in the southern province of Kandahar, a stronghold of the Taliban. The Washington Post, citing anonymous sources, said those CIA-backed units included counterterrorism squads known as Zero Units, which were involved in combat missions to seize or kill suspected terrorists. The Biden administration justified bringing the alleged shooter to the United States in September 2021 due to his prior work with the U.S. government. Again, the main reasoning for as to why this was even the case to begin with was caused by Trump himself because of his rather botched fucking pullout from Afghanistan. That is why. The current situation is what it is within Washington, D.C. of these two people getting fucking killed. Like, Trump, maybe this dude would not have been brought into the United States of America if you didn't do this ramshackle attempt at a pullout of fucking Afghanistan to cause a political quagmire for the next administration that was coming in. It's complete fucking nonsense. Ratcliffe, due to his prior work in the United States government, including CIA, Ratcliffe told Fox News Digital, adding that Lackenwall's involvement with the agency was as a member of a partner force in Kandahar, which ended shortly following the chaotic evacuation. The two victims of the attack were named as Sarah Beckstorm, 20 years old, and Andrew Wolf, 24 years old. Both are members of the West Virginia National Guard. Of course, random fucking National Guardsmen coming in from sympathetic Republican states because, well, he's trying to do all of this not above board, but trying to do this basically as, like, illegally as fucking possible. It's not. Although, again, like I said before, with Washington, D.C., a little different. They can technically deploy the National Guard if they want to, despite the fact, again, like, crime within D.C. was at a historic 30-year low within the fucking city, and the main justification that Trump used in order to deploy the National Guard within D.C. was because he saw two fucking homeless tents on his way to a fucking golf course. Yeah, dude. It's time to do an illegal military occupation of the capital of the United States of America because you saw, like, two fucking random-ass homeless tents. It's fucking stupid. Beckstorm succumbed to her injuries on Thursday evening, Donald Trump said. Beckstorm's father had told the New York Times in a phone call earlier in the day that his daughter was unlikely to recover. "I'm holding her hand right now," Gary Beckstorm said. "She has a mortal wound. It's not going to be a recovery." Wolf was fighting for his life, according to the president. Both Beckstorm and Wolf had both been sworn into service less than 24 hours before they were ambushed at a bus stop by the suspect. Dog, that's so fucking sad, dude. Like, they were pressed into fucking service for, I don't know, just like patrolling around, trying to, like, I don't know, randomly ore farm in Washington, D.C. at the behest of, like, the brain leaking out of his ears fucking president, wanting to deploy the National Guard for probably one of the most out-of-touch reasons on the fucking planet, all because he saw, like, two fucking random-ass, like, homeless tents in D.C. It's actually fucking insane to me, dude. A man reached at the family home of Wolf, told a reporter at the outlet, "All we need right now are prayers for my son." Janine Pirro, U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., said at a news conference Thursday that the suspect had a .357 Smith & Wesson revolver, shooting one guard member twice before turning to fire at the second. How the fuck is this guy able to get a fucking goddamn revolver, dude? Whoa. Listen, we're gonna do the fucking lip cucked thing, okay? Maybe if it wasn't so easy for this dude to get a fucking gun, maybe that would also happen. Yeah, Second Amendment guy, by the way, guys. Man, I thought, like, we don't give guns to criminal, illegal migrants, Trump and Republicans. I know what happened there. Well, that's a little interesting. I guess the standards of the fucking Constitution do actually apply to all persons on the fucking soil of the United States of America. Stupid. The hypocrisy of fucking conservatives will never fucking shock me. She said the two wounded National Guards had put their lives on the line to protect people they don't even know. Other National Guard members at the scene had engaged and neutralized the suspect. She said the suspect is under arrest and being treated at a hospital. Pirro said he drove across the U.S. from his home in Bellingham, Washington, with a plan to conduct what she called a brazen and targeted assault. Like, targeting those two specific guardsmen, honestly, like, specifically. And he was from fucking Washington State. So you're telling me that a dude drove across the entirety of the country to do a targeted assault on those two guardsmen specifically? Okay, bro. Totally. The prosecutor said Lackenwall would be charged with 3 counts of assault with intent to kill while armed in possession of a firearm during a crime of violence. Pirro said that if the National Guard members do not survive, then the charges would be increased to murder in the first degree. Well, I guess it's murder in the first degree then. The FBI Director Kash Patel told the news conference the agency is investigating the shooting as an act of terrorism. Law enforcement agencies had executed search warrants at the suspect's home in Washington and San Diego. Coast-to-coast investigation. Mayor of Washington, Muriel Bowser, who has criticized the Trump administration's deployment of the National Guard in the district, said these young people should be home in West Virginia with their families. I agree with Muriel Bowser. They should be there. Maybe if you actually put up a more effective fight to push back against this fucking deployment of National Guards members instead of instantaneously capitulating for no reason, then that wouldn't have been a problem. Yeah, like, listen, Boy Meets Minnie, yeah, these motherfuckers are never going to reference Vance fucking Bolter, because in reality, they were okay with what Vance Bolter did, because these people support terrorism. Patel also confirmed the suspect's relationship with U.S. forces in Afghanistan. The investigation he said would include any known associates of the suspect overseas and in the United States. What, you're going to go to fucking Afghanistan to randomly interrogate people there or something? Like, okay, bro. Following the shooting, Trump ordered an additional 500 troops. Yeah, 500 more dudes to pick up more garbage. He was quick to cast the blame for the shooting on the Biden administration, accusing it of failing to properly vet migrants from Afghanistan. He's the one who granted asylum to him. Under your administration. You granted him asylum. I guess he passed your own fucking vets. Oh, well, that's a little interesting. Stupid. Nonsensical. And he signaled he considered the attack justification for a broad review of asylum and green card applications. Oh, good luck with that, buddy. Like, just because you're huffing that copium because you gave that guy an asylum claim because He was a child soldier of the FBI, not the FBI, of the CIA, which is seemingly something that, oh, whoa, child soldiers in the CIA? That's fucking cool. Holy shit. I'm going to give this guy an asylum claim. He's allowed to stay because that's actually really epic, and he fought terrorists. It's just like, okay, bro. Yeah, dude. Totally. Like, now you want to do a wholeheartedly re-examining of every single fucking migrant that came in because of your own fucking failings? Okay, bro. Nice meme. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden. I don't know how many times this has to be said. You're the one who orchestrated the chaotic fucking pullout because you wanted to give a political quagmire for the administration that came in. And Joe Biden decided to follow through with that fucking pullout because it would have been way more unpopular if he decided not to. And he suffered politically from it. The fucking goddamn pullout that you negotiated, which was a complete botched, idiotic fucking pullout that the Taliban was given pretty much full information on, that, and you gave basically no fucking preparation for the ANA, although honestly that shit was like doomed to fail from pretty much the beginning. Of course it was going to be fucking chaotic. It was you who fucking negotiated that shit. It's nonsense. And also, like, for a sort of like occupation that happened for like over 20 years in Afghanistan by the United States of America, it was gonna naturally be fucking chaotic. It's so fucking stupid. Not to mention, like, because I'm basically mentioning the fact that he made the situation significantly worse because of his haphazard fucking negotiating techniques. It's nonsensical, dude. And we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. Yeah, this is a very, very, very easy to follow legal standard. If they can't love our country, we don't want them. Bro, you constantly talk about how fucking America is like a shithole all the time. I guess it's time for you to get deported. I thought you loved America. Nonsense. The leaders of several federal agencies have promised reviews U.S. citizenship and immigration services, said that it has stopped processing residency applications from Afghan nationals. Effective immediately processing of all immigration requests related to Afghan nationals is stopped indefinitely pending further approval of security and vetting protocols. Because, man, all those like dudes who worked as interpreters for the United States of America for their stupid illegal war in Afghanistan is going to be very, very happy about potentially having to live more and more in exile in the, I don't know, like wherever the fuck they're living, like in Pakistan or some shit, or by the border of Iran, to make sure that the Taliban doesn't come after their asses. Is going to be very, very happy to hear this. The Department of Homeland Security, meanwhile, it was expanding that to include a review of all asylum claims approved under the Biden administration. DHS did not clarify whether it is reviewing all asylum claims from only Afghanistan or from other countries. It's probably also going to be other countries. The USCIS director, Joseph Edlow, later added he was also directing a full-scale, rigorous re-examination of every green card for every alien from every country of concern at Trump's request. So basically more excuses in order to do just more military, not military crackdown, but more immigration fucking crackdown, of course. At Trump's request, when asked what countries were considered of concern, USCIS pointed at Trump's executive order restricted the entry of the U.S. of nationals of 19 countries. But yeah. Whoa. So as a byproduct and a result of Trump's botched fucking Afghanistan fucking pullout that he negotiated, and it inevitably turning into the chaotic cacophony that it sort of happened, and him granting asylum to the dude who decided to do a fucking hit on two random fucking guardsmen, generally, and was a child soldier working under the fucking CIA. You love to fucking see it, dude. It's completely nonsensical because, again, the right is just going to use this as basically a huge fucking excuse to honestly just come up with like any fucking bullshit possible in order to continue with the illegal fucking crackdowns on U.S. citizens and permanent legal fucking residents and just blame the fucking Democrats for it. It's complete, utter fucking nonsense because of a lot of the fucking mismanagement that the Trump administration and the Republican Party has done with immigration. The Democrats are obviously no angels in this either because of them not pushing back on all the bullshit the Republicans consistently do with fucking immigration. They have made it such that, they left the avenue open for the Republican Party to more easily scapegoat fucking migrants because Joe Biden is also a stupid fucking racist piece of shit who kept in most of the Trump era fucking policies like Title 42 in order to also further crack down on fucking migrants. Don't think there's really much else to say besides, honestly, I don't know if this was just like inevitable for this to happen. It's ultimately sad what happened to those fucking National Guardsmen, and they would not have to be put in that situation if it wasn't for the buffoon who decided to do a military fucking occupation of Washington, D.C. because he saw 2 fucking homeless tents. And then something like this would not have happened. Again, Trump administration was the guy who granted this guy asylum in this year. So he can cope, seethe, and mauled about it being Biden being the one who fucking brought the fucking guy in. You're the one who decided to grant his fucking asylum claims. So again, cope and fucking seethe about it. You motherfuckers are the ones who did all the stupid fuck shit that have caused something like this to fucking happen with your terrible policies.